Roads are built to connect people, but some roads do the opposite. They challenge survival, they test courage, and they remind us how fragile life can be. Today we are traveling across the world to uncover the top 5 most dangerous roads ever built. These are the roads where one wrong move can mean the difference between life and death. So buckle up, because once you hear about them, you will never look at a road the same way again. Let us begin with the first road, the North Yungas Road in Bolivia, better known as Death Road. This road winds through the Andes Mountains from La Paz to Coroico. It is only about 60 kilometers long, but every meter feels like a gamble. The road is so narrow in many places that 2 cars cannot pass each other. Yet buses and trucks use it daily on one side. There are towering cliffs. On the other side, a drop of more than 600 meters into the jungle below. There are no guardrails, and the weather makes it worse. Thick fog, heavy rain, and loose rocks turn this road into a nightmare. And yet thousands of drivers and cyclists still use it every year. It is estimated that hundreds of lives were lost on this road before a safer bypass was built. But even now, thrill seekers come to test themselves cycling down its slippery bends. Death Road is a reminder that sometimes the journey is far more dangerous than the destination. Our second road takes us to the Himalayas in India, the road to Kilar in Himachal Pradesh. This road is carved into the side of a steep mountain, and it looks almost impossible to believe it even exists. The path is so narrow that if 2 vehicles meet, one has to reverse until they find a wider spot. Imagine driving with a rocky wall brushing against one side of your car and a bottomless drop on the other. This road is unpaved, filled with loose gravel and dirt, and in the rainy season it turns into a muddy slide. Yet locals rely on it to reach villages that would otherwise be cut off from the world. No barriers, no lights, and no room for mistakes. The road to Kilar is not just a road, it is a lifeline and a death trap. At the same time, travelers who survive it say the view of the Himalayan peaks is breathtaking. But the real question is whether the view is worth the risk from the icy Himalayas. We move to a fiery desert in Pakistan, the Karakoram Highway, also known as the 8th wonder of the world. This road stretches for more than 1,000 kilometers, connecting Pakistan with China through the Karakoram mountain range. It is the highest paved international road in the world, reaching over 4,700 meters above sea level. But beauty comes with danger. Landslides, earthquakes, floods, and rockfalls constantly threaten this highway. In winter, avalanches bury sections under tons of snow, and oxygen levels drop so low that drivers can faint behind the wheel. Construction of this road cost the lives of hundreds of workers, because the terrain was so brutal, and even today, accidents are frequent. But the Karakoram Highway is more than just a road. It is a symbol of determination. It shows how far humans will go to connect across mountains that seem impossible to cross. Still, for those who drive it, every turn is a battle against nature and against fear. Now let us travel to Russia, to one of the coldest and deadliest roads in the world. The Road of Bones, officially called the R504 Kolyma Highway. This road stretches over 2,000 kilometers through Siberia, built during the time of Stalin by prisoners sent to labor camps. The very soil beneath it holds human remains, because those who died during construction were buried where they fell. The road passes through frozen wilderness, where winter temperatures drop below -50 degrees. Celsius cars break down easily. Fuel freezes, engines stop, and anyone stranded risks death within hours. But the danger is not only the cold in summer. Melting ice turns sections into mud, trapping vehicles for days. The Road of Bones is haunted by history and by the extreme environment it cuts through those who travel. It describes a feeling of silence and emptiness, like the earth itself is watching and waiting. The final road on our list takes us to Alaska, in the United States, the James W. Dalton Highway, often just called the Dalton Highway. It stretches more than 600 kilometers from Fairbanks to the oil fields of Prudhoe Bay. This is one of the most isolated roads in the world, with only 3 small towns along the entire route, and almost no services, gas stations, food, or medical help. The road is mostly gravel filled with potholes and sharp rocks, and truckers hauling massive loads share it with the occasional traveler. Storms sweep across the land without warning. Blizzards cover the road in whiteouts, and the cold makes tires burst and metal snap. Wildlife like moose and bears often wander into the road, and with no guardrails or barriers, even small mistakes can lead to disaster. The Dalton Highway is so dangerous that drivers are told to bring survival gear, because if their vehicle breaks down, it could be days before help arrives yet. It is also iconic, featured in shows like Ice Road Truckers, a symbol of human grit against the wild. Now, when we look back at these 5 roads, from Death Road in Bolivia to the Road to Killer in India, the Karakoram Highway in Pakistan, the Road of Bones in Russia, and the Dalton Highway in Alaska, what do they all have in common? They are more than dangerous paths. They are tests of human courage. They are reminders that nature is always stronger than concrete and steel. They tell us that roads are not only ways to travel, but ways to survive, to fight, and to remember. In Bolivia, Death Road shows us how fragile life is in India. The Road to Killer shows us how people cling to cliffs for survival. In Pakistan, the Karakoram Highway proves that no mountain is too high for human ambition in Russia. The Road of Bones whispers stories of suffering and history frozen in ice, and in Alaska. The Dalton Highway teaches us that even in the most modern of times, nature can still trap us in silence. These are not just roads, they are living stories carved into earth, rock, ice, and memory. They are places where fear rides with you in every mile, and where survival is never guaranteed. Yet they also attract people. Thrill seekers, adventurers, and locals who see them not as monsters but as parts of life. Maybe that is the true danger. Not the cliffs or avalanches or frozen winds, but the way these roads remind us that we are small, fragile, and temporary compared to the power of the world. And yet, we drive them, we cross them, we build them, and we tell stories about them, because danger has always been part of the human journey. So the next time you find yourself on a smooth, safe highway, think about these 5 roads. Think about the cliffs of Bolivia, the mud of Killer, the peaks of Karakoram, the frozen silence of Siberia, and the endless ice of Alaska. And ask yourself, would you dare to drive?